Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild. Hey, on time. Because when it's only you and it's Sunday, it's not very difficult. Hope you're well. Check in. Let me know where you're watching from. Today, if you didn't catch the thumbnail, we are building the Tamiya Lunchbox Evo, which is also a pre-release, I guess. Here's the box art right here. Boomers are very mad, though, because they've changed the graphic on Vanessa. She's got just a shirt on now, and I guess the previous version of the Lunchbox graphics, she was a bit more revealing. Boomers are upset. They're not having it. It's ruined lives, apparently. So we're going to do our best to get past that, focus on some of the details of the Evo, which is a reread but updated version of the original Lunchbox, the CW-01E chassis, which stands for Evolution, I guess. The big difference is, of course, ball bearings are standard now in the kit. They've also revised the front and rear suspension. Front suspension has like a double wishbone style or single wishbone. There's wishbones. And then the third, I think, has like a trailing arm or 3-link setup. We'll see as we go here. But thank you for all of you checking in. Aaron's smoking some chicken wings and moving a cubic yard of dirt. Belgium. Hi, Quentin. How are you? Cologne, Germany. Wow. It's not a real van without some boobs. I mean, you go back to the 70s and everybody had a van, right? It was like, if the vans are rocking, please don't come in. I think that's how the saying goes. Jay McQuarrie, thank you for becoming a YouTube ding dong. Much appreciated. Welcome to the inner area. Wisconsin, Illinois border. Wisconsin. I like saying that. Wisconsin. Vanessa is middle age. You know what? Vanessa's probably, when did this come out? 87. So Vanessa is, younger than me. No, she's not, because she was older then. So let's say Vanessa was 27 when the Lunchbox came out. Let's make it easy. Let's say she was 30 in 1987. So she'd be old. Yeah, I guess that's why she changed her top. Bakersfield, California, Pennsylvania, Monday, 4:30 a.m. in Australia. Well, thank you for joining. Illinois, not Chicago. Hey, Chicago's a great town. Afternoon, New Jersey, baby. You should, Mike, you should get them to open a Barbarito down there. Kentucky, Pacific Northwest, Chico 480, thanks for being a member. Nice to finally manage to catch a live stream. Ball bearings in a Tamiya is wild. Yes, they did it also in the re on the F-150 XLT. So nice bonus there as well. This one, I guarantee you, we are going back to JIS hardware. Yes, I can already see it in step 1A. I'm going to start opening bags and boxes. Let's switch over to the bench cam. Bench cam. Fantastic. Hello, old friend. Hello, Teleguided. How are you? Another Bakersfield guy. Interesting. More California. Washington. Calgary. Devon. In the British UK. Sorry, I won't butcher your language. The Queen's English. Okay. Without further ado, let's just get started. You should be very familiar with the Lunchbox, mostly because it's been around forever. Let's check out the body just to look at how tiny these little guys were. I forgot how small the Lunchbox was/is. It's not a big vehicle. Let's check the mold date. See if we can find that. Usually it's stamped on the inside. And this one is, oh, there it is. Tamiya 87. Okay, so they have not updated the mold in 40 years. That's okay. That's fine. I have no problem with that. That's good. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. I'm going to move that out of the way for now. Looking forward to this build. Thanks, Lawrence from South Africa. Welcome to the show. I think that's probably the furthest away, although Australia is quite far as well. Okay, let's just get right into it. First things first, we're going to need the main tub chassis. And there are some chassis parts that need to be attached to that, so we'll get on that. Has this been updated? No. 1987. Okay, so they managed to make all the new suspension upgrades work without changing anything on the original chassis. Cool. Good to know. Yep, JIS as I expected. I think the hex hardware is only reserved for the very early re-res, because those were all hex from the very beginning as I was educated most recently. They didn't actually make any change to that chassis or to those kits. That's how they came. So my excitement about the fact that it was hex, everyone else is already like, yeah, duh. Thanks a lot for telling us things we already knew. Hopefully everyone's having a nice Sunday. Weather here is reasonable, not too cruddy, which is good. But not nice enough to sand. So I know I've got some more sanding to do on those Tundras. We'll get that done, and then it'll be moving on to other more exciting projects, hopefully. All right, what's first here? I think this is going to be a pretty quick build. Just jinxed it, of course, by saying that. But there's not a ton of plastic parts, which is sort of a gift and a curse, probably. There we go. Lots of large part trees. Yes, 40 years of perfection. That's, I think maybe, you know what? You could be in charge of Tamiya's new marketing department. That's a really good idea. Okay, we're going with F6, which are some ball connector things for rear links, I believe. And this has to be flipped upside down and turned this way. And then these mixed with which ball connectors are we going with? The slightly larger ones. And I'm going to try to give you a nice view of this. A little bit closer. How's that feeling? That's better. Because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I think that's important. Thanks very much, Plush RC Customs. Great timing. I'm hanging around when my daughter does canoe club. I'm cold sitting in the vehicle, never mind being on the water. Yeah, I can't imagine. That sounds canoe club this time of year. I know that I guess they have to do that because, you know, you got to get good at canoeing before the season's there. Just got home from a morning crawl with the fellas. I played with my Willie. I don't think you're supposed to do that in front of people. If this would be a person's first kit, are the directions easy to follow and understand? Mike, most Tamiya kits you'll find are quite easy to follow. They do a really good job of explaining each step, and the instructions are very, very well detailed. So yes, I would say that something like this would be a good first kit. I will caution you now, though, performance out of any Tamiya vintage kit might be a bit of a letdown if you're not prepared for it, if you're not familiar with what it's like to drive a Tamiya kit. You might be surprised. So keep in mind, it's definitely more of a vintage-inspired driving experience. That's the best way I can put it. What? You don't build the transmission first? I thought you always built the transmission first. Well, apparently not with these guys. This is how it goes. Ugh, making a mess already. Yeah, that's how you do that. I'll do my best to try to keep my hands out of the way. I know that I am sometimes not great at that part of building, but I will do my best with the camera setup that I have. And maybe we'll turn up the brightness a little bit so it's not so dark when we're working on the black portions of the chassis. Okay, so there we go. And yes, I said I would do that. So that's better. You can see that a little bit better now. We'll be listeners for the most part while driving from the Netherlands to Paris. Wow, that sounds awesome. Have a great trip. OG Lunchbox drives like crap. It's the Tamiya way. Yes, loose dirt, I think, is where this thing feels most appropriate. And that I'm not like, I'm trying to be as honest as I can. These are not high performance in any way, shape, or form. They're definitely, I wouldn't like, they're hobby grade, but I wouldn't say they're like professional driving experience sort of vehicles. You want a good performing monster truck, I don't have one to recommend to you. It's not really my vibe per se. These self-tapping screws are a mainstay of any Tamiya kit, especially one of this era. These are, what are these parts? Something to do with the suspension in the rear. I'm using the DeWalt as per usual, setting 8 on the clutch. Tamiya Lunchbox, making vans go from creepy to cool by making the wheels bigger. Trash, where's her cartoon cleavage? Another Tamiya ruined. All right. Is that it for that step? Yes, we are moving on. Now we're going to be doing some more rear suspension stuff. F7 and F8 off of the tree. I don't know if you guys are interested or care, but I have been making a lot of progress on those Tundras. They're so close to being done. All that it needs now is paint, basically. Like those are the final steps, which I'm so excited about. I'm just really keen to have them done because it's been a lot. Been a lot of work. I'm ready to wash my hands of it. Literally, yes, checkered past. Yeah, it's just been, it wouldn't be so bad if they had all been finished at the same time, but they kind of changed direction and then went back and then wanted to do other things. And then it just kind of like, it's been going on for so long. Like I started these in March of 2025. So I'm ready for it to be done. F1 now. How many of you have built a Lunchbox before? I have never built one, if I'm honest. I bought a original Monster Beetle back in the day, and I never owned a Blackfoot. trying to think, what else? Midnight Pumpkin? No, I've never had one of those either. Yeah. Back in the day, Tamiya had the coolest vehicles. We didn't know any difference as far as how they performed. They just looked awesome and were a blast to drive. I couldn't agree with you more, Kevin. That is absolutely 100% accurate. My cousins had a Clodbuster, and that thing was amazing. It was terrible at the driving part, but such an amazing vehicle overall. Just like the whole nostalgic sort of memories I have of that vehicle, it just made it so great. Now we're doing a little front suspension work. We're going to be adding this strut tower here. So realistic. Look at that. It's like a real car. And then we need a locking nut. So let's put this together. This is where obviously the shocks are going to mount up front. There is a metal piece goes in there, and then the lock nut goes on the top, and you're not going to get to see that. That's fine. That has to be spun around. My thanks to Tamiya for sending me this kit in advance. Very cool of them. I guess this is a pre-order right now and should be out, I think, May or June. Have you pre-ordered it? Oh, lots of people chiming in here. Grasshopper, Midnight Pumpkin, Monster Beetle, 5 or 6 Lunchbox. Wow. Oh, the Pajero, that was a good one. Skipjack Crawler, might be a question for later, but will it fit a modern LiPo or does it have to have the rounded edges? That's a great question. They show it on the packaging as a rounded edged LiPo pack, but I think depending on the size of LiPo that you choose, and keeping in mind this isn't like a wild performance experience, I bet you could quite easily fit a smaller LiPo. But I will double check that when we get to that point. All right, front suspension bits installed. On to step 3, which is getting the servo ready, which we are going to skip. I've got a servo, but I don't need to go through all the process of putting on servo savers and stuff. We can skip that for now. Although they do want you to do it right now. Okay, fine. Don't put the electronics in. Don't worry about that. Okay, worry about that. You don't need to put the electronics in. Fine. It does come with a Hobby Wing 1060, or is it 1040? This might be the 1040. 1060. So that's nice. It does have the Tamiya connectors on it, which are so useful. Also comes with a 27 turn silver can motor. I'm going to be using a Vanquish VS1 servo just because. And I guess we'll do the servo saver. Probably, do we need the servo? Yeah, let's just do it. Don't get cheeky. Just put the servo saver on. What is on that? It's got to be on a different parts tree. Yes. I like the packaging inside of the box. It's still very vintage inspired, which is cool. All the parts go in that box, which is nice. First RC was the Wild Willie. Oh, yeah. Wild Willie was amazing. I love that one. Tamiya was amazing. I It's funny though, real quick. They didn't have as many weird RCs. Like they've got the Dancing Rider, but that's modern. But for like weird RC vintage stuff, they don't really have anything. Kyosho, however, they were the kings of weird RC. Absolutely. And they keep delivering on that promise. They just sent me 2 more. You've probably seen these already. At least you've seen this one. The RC Mop, which I'm pretty excited about putting together and sharing on the channel. I think I might do a real funny kind of like ad inspired by Japanese ads like Mr. Sparkle, you know, that Simpsons gag. That would be kind of funny. And then they also sent me the RC garbage can, which is, these are so ridiculous. The garbage cans are running, a perpetual lazy item that keeps rooms clean. So yeah, I'll be doing a video on those in a little bit. Do you guys know which tooth combo is? It's, never mind, I found it. It's the Futaba. I can never remember the numbers. You need to find an RC plunger. And you know what? I'm pretty sure I can probably just build one. I've got the plunger. What more do I need? It's all there, ready to go. And P2. Do we need a spacer? Yes, we do. Oh, back on to the bench camp. Yeah, birthday present for Rebecca. Yeah, if I never want to live in this house again, I think that would be a great present. No, actually, it's funny. I just bought her, well, I bought us an air fryer, and I was like, is this an appropriate gift? Like, is she going to think that I'm a real piece of shit for buying her a gift that basically is, you know, for cooking? But she was really chuffed by it. She really likes it. So that made me pretty happy that I did good. Always center your servo. I'm doing a real basic bitch job of that, but sometimes that's all you need to do. There we go. Centered. Boom. Attach as shown with servo in neutral. This way. That should do it. Now I just got to get a M3 to throw in that servo. Not to worry, I've got a billion. Even though I did that video for the screw sorter, I don't sort my screws. I'm a really terrible human being. She's faking. No, she isn't. I assure you, Brian, she is honestly over the moon with it. And so am I. I thought they were kind of gimmicky. I was like, I don't really understand why. But yeah, they're amazing. No preheating required. Crisps everything up real nice. I'm into it. I'm feeling it. We're doing chicken wings tomorrow. Chicken wings on a Monday. Doesn't seem like that should be how it goes, but in our house it is. Oh, good. Winter. That's great news. It was cold this morning, Craig, but it warmed up to the point that I don't think we're getting any snow. God, that sucks. Ugh, I feel like our seasons now, we just go from like spring, or no, winter, and then summer on June 1st. And then fall starts in November. Not a fan. All right. Couple of M8s and some washers. It's a mini convection oven, yes. Yeah, I'm into it. I believe the hype now. My mom doesn't use hers, but we got like a dual. This is way better than Acorn Talk, in my opinion. We got a dual basket one, so you can do two things at once. You can set a timer so they're both done at the same time, no matter the cooking time between the two things. It's pretty great. Feel like a bit of a rock star. So the kit comes with electronics. Yes, Mike, it comes with an ESC and a motor. You have to supply a servo. But it's still nice. I like that they've included that stuff. They've gotten into the habit of doing it, and the ESCs are completely, totally good. They're all Hobbywing branded. So you know you're getting a decent quality starting ESC. Like a 1060, that's what most people put in like their crawlers. Obviously, the programming is probably a little more limited in these, but still, 1060. Okay. Then this goes down in here like this somehow. What? Okay, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Huh? That is bizarre. All right, well, whatever. That's how they want it. Hard-boiled eggs. Nice. Fancy 2 baskets. Define sorting your screws. Yes, I use a screw sorter. No, I do not sort the screws. Use it to keep the screws in place so they don't go rolling away and wind up looking. Yes, exactly. I'm using a Reefs silicone one today. But what I sort of meant was like I used to organize them, but I don't do that anymore. It used to be much better. But now I just plop them all in one of these and then just sort through it myself when I need one. I'm like, I'll find one. There's going to be one in there that'll work. Okay. That's the servo in. Seems like a lot of space in there. It's fine. ESC is supposed to be placed with some double-sided tape. Oh, in a couple of different places. Oh, actually, no. They want the receiver up here and the ESC there. So we'll do that. Tamiya is again including a giant zip tie for the battery location, which is always a good sign. They're like, yeah, we've updated it. It's the Tamiya way. Now, which way do they want these wires going out? I want them going out here. Okay. We'll be removing that, of course. No, don't do it. We paid good money for those connectors 40 years ago. Double-sided tape, which is also included. And in you go. There we go. That's all there is to that. I presume that's going to go down through there. And then the switch could be installed, possibly, on that side. Yeah, the switch right there. Okay. Cool beans. All right. What's next? Although the problem with these modern switches is that the holes are on the wrong side. So while there are mounting holes, you just have to glue this in place, which kind of sucks. Not the same as it used to be. It's not how I built my stuff back then. All right. Rear stabilizers, which are going to be on the F tree. And it's like they actually do, there is a real actual, what do they call this? You know, a stabilizer, like a rear stabilizer. Anti-sway bar. Very basic, but it's there. And how does this go in to where? Slide that through there. This is new, right? This is not part of the original kit. And you snap that in place on one side. Oop. Snap it into place on the other side. There you go. Sway bar installed. That's cool. I like that. Now we got to make some stabilizer links, which are going to be with these little guys here. Hi, Matt. You just sold it to me. Double-sided tape included. There's actually two different kinds. There's the regular foam back tape, and then there's also 3M tape. Wow. They went all out on this one, my friends. All right, let's build some links, which I was sort of hoping to avoid in this build. But that's okay. Looks like a CR01. Well, it's a CW01E. Someone has 3D printable part that the switch fits into and goes in the Tamiya location. Swoof, send me a link if you find that. Attach the switch on the ESC, but then you have to take the body off every time, Jeremy. The idea is to have the switch available underneath. All right, these need to be 4 millimeters in length, and like any good manual, Tamiya includes a scaled graphic so you know how to build your links. You don't have to guess. You don't have to have a ruler even. That's also the Tamiya way. And we liked it. We loved it. Back in my day, we didn't have no video games. After this, we will be building the transmission. Is this only 149 bucks? That's not bad at all. The sway bar is the evolution. Oh, I see what you meant. Okay, sorry, RC Birds. Yes, 100%. How's the hernia? Have you scheduled surgery? No, I haven't. I'm still, you know what? I've been so busy that I haven't even gone in for the MRI yet. Yeah, it's not that I'm lazy. It's just that I've got so much going on that I have not found the time. My doctor would be furious if she knew. I guess she does know. Oops, I forgot to put ball stud connectors. That's okay. I can do that right now. Very easy. Mike, I never really realized this, but yes, that is so accurate. So accurate. Let's get an MRI, girls. That's pretty funny. Have you said anything about BTC? No? No, I haven't. We're touch and go right now. These get added to here. There we go. Is that on there? Doesn't feel like that's on there. Yep. Okay. On to the transmission, which I guess has been beefed up ever so slightly. Do you think the Evo will be the same wheelie machine like the original? Well, it still includes a wheelie bar. I've been told that the track width has been widened. The overall wheelbase has been widened a little bit or lengthened as well. And I think the body has been lowered. So lots of little changes. Whether that is better or worse for wheelies, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, you can always overpower it and then it'll just do more wheelies. All right. I think we need to break out the parts box again here. Get some more gears. Oil-filled shocks is another thing on the Evo that I forgot to mention. Hey, not me, man. I don't know about you, but not me. Drive shaft, the brass hex on the end there. Get some of these large beveled gears on here. Fire up the Tamiya grease machine. This goes this way, all the way to the hex, just like that. Where's my grease? Oh, yes. Hope you got some ball bearings. Yes, ball bearings were included. The future is now. My favorite part of any build. Doink. Load those gears up. Nice. Ball bearings. Oh boy. Slide that on there. Slide this through that. Pull that in there. Ball bearing on this side too. You know what? Let's just put the bushings on instead. I don't need all this performance. What are we, crazy? What else do we need? B1. Where's the B's? Here it is. And it says, it's a little cover that says oil on it. It's like an oil cap. Look. Can you read that? Oil. 3x12 top. I guess you could squirt oil in there, I guess, if you really wanted to. Oh, some of those are toit. Okay, next step is on the other side. And do exactly the same things for the most part. Not sure why you're out here building a kit on this channel. I thought you were an RTR guy. Yes, Jeff, I am an RTR man. Usually just like when they're ready, to run. Another bearing. Oops, wait a second. Forgot a piece. Go and get Haas. Oh, wait, that goes on afterwards. What is that for? Exactly. It's like a little spacer, metal spacer for some reason. I don't know. They want that to go in before the bearing. Okay. All right. You're the boss. You do what you want. It must just have to be like an alignment thing. Doesn't matter. All right. And then we need the shaft, and we need this. This gets 2 bearings, but we're, yes, okay. 1 bearing on that side, tinier bearing on the inside, then a shaft, and then that goes in this side, underneath that, like that. Good. Why not throw some grease on there? Okay. Blah. Do we grease that part? Yes, we do. Good. Greasy. And then we set that aside. And then we build the differential. Should be quite straightforward because it's not a difficult thing. 2, 3 shafts. Just drop into place. Yeah, this is high performance stuff. I'm so glad you guys got me turned on to the God Bless GMT 800 Facebook page. Wasted many hours there now. Okay, that's assembled as much as it needs to be. And then this little tiny graduated shaft here goes in this portion right there. And this goes on top of that, thusly. Let's slop some more grease in there. Just get it everywhere. Everywhere. Grease it up. I wonder how absolute garbage this would be if you locked it. Probably quite bad. And then you can just put these 2 pieces together and make a transmission. Yes. Amazing. Let's close her up. Wait, why do I have an extra gear? That must be for something else. So I don't see it listed yet. I don't see it listed at all. Uh-oh. I'm going to guess that you don't use this because everything is spinning well. So it must just be an extra piece for another kit. I'm happy to see this live. This is the second Tamiya I'll be buying this year. Very curious to add this car to my original lunchbox. Nice one. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you very much. All right. We transmissioning Now, the motor. Oh, that zip tie is not for the battery. It's for the motor. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. It's all shock parts. We're still on bag A. There's no D bag in this one. This is going to be so quick. My stars. Look at this pinion. Holy shnikes. That's wild. They want this right up against the end of the motor here. Good thing my eyesight's not the worst. Oops. GMT 800S mentioned threatening Haas's inbound. God bless, brother, and watch for Clippins. Gotta watch out for the Clippins. Christopher Mears, holy crap, Tamiya's including oil shocks. Did they fall down and hit their heads? What's next? Ball bearings. It includes ball bearings. You're not going to believe it. It's crazy. That extra gear has always been a mystery since the 80s. Hello, I'm here now. Just got the 1-year-old down for a nap. What did I miss? Man, what didn't you miss? All right, so check this out. Ultimate in technological upgrades. Here's a very nice zip tie. I think it's a reusable one. Yes, it is. What they want you to do is take this zip tie, put it around the motor, and zip tie down the wires. Why? Because it's the Tamiya way. You dog. Just do what they say. All right. And cut off the excess. Yeah, thanks. Should I cut it at an extreme angle so it's really super pointy? I'm going to leave a little extra just in case. Wait, don't do it yet. Oh. Damn it, I already did it, though. All right, what step are we on to next? We are, I guess, building the motor mount plate. And what else are we going to need? Some parts from the A8. Yep. Gonna need some nuts. How does this go? Okay, this is quite a chunky piece of plastic here. That goes in there. This goes in here. Then those plastic pieces, they go in there. Like that. And like that. Sort of like a plug, I guess. There is a round ball that goes in here. Does that have to snap in place? Does not say. Looks like it probably does. Let's try and get that to sit in there. Ooh. Off camera. Does that zip tie have a Tamiya part number? It does not. Yeah, I do need to snap this in place. I'm going to use my vice grips. There it is, popped in real nice. Now, how does this attach to that? Look at this motor. Probably just like that. M3x6. These little guys. Man. Of course, my screwdriver doesn't fit in there. Luckily, I have an iFixit kit. I don't think it has JIS in here, but I'll make do. Why aren't you going in there? Oh. There we go. Okay. There's a reason for the zip tie, eh? Hang on. The zip tie is used to prevent the motor wires from being squeezed by the gearbox slap. Ah, understood. That makes sense. Okay. F9. A. F. And F10. How long have we been at this so far? Not even an hour. This is going to be a quick one, I feel. More ball studs. Something's wrong in the Tamiya verse. Chunky piece of plastic was my girlfriend's name in high school. Oh, God. Make sure I'm screwing this into the right place. I don't know anymore. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Another one. What about vintage buggies? What do you guys think of those? Because I've got a whole passel of them upstairs to build. I have an Avante, an Astute, Avante, Egress, Wild One. I love the vintage stuff. It just takes me back. D. There's no D bag, but there is a D tree. Is this your first lunchbox? Yes, it is. First. Any ball bearings and hex? Just ball bearings, no hex. You do not get the hex hardware yet. D10. The only place you don't get a bearing is on the wheelie bar wheel. You just get a brass tube that goes in there, and that gets in there. Then an M3x12. Wait, they must want you to use a threaded one. Yeah, I was going to say. And give me a nut. Slap a 15 turn. Oh my God. I haven't built a Tamiya since the BBX. I know why I pay more for Vanquish. That BBX, though, that is, honestly, that's probably one of their best kits they've ever made. Okay, wheelie bar wheel on. Now what? Motor. Transmission. This is obviously, this keys right in because of the way that Tamiya works. So that just plops right on there and sets the gear mesh perfectly. So good. And then from there, I'll take this piece, nice little motor cover, and some very long bolts are going to go on here. 30 mils. Go through here. Nice little Tamiya logo emblazoned on there. And this gets screwed in. And we have a built transmission. Oh, wait, there's still more parts. This goes on here like that. MA20. So there. And no other screw for now, I guess. Fine. Same thing on this side. By 20 again. Oh, no, wait, wrong side. Okay. And from there, we can put on the wheelie bar. Wheelie exciting. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. I guess this isn't supposed to. That's not supposed to be there. Screwed that up. I think that goes over here. This goes on there. And it gets. What? Where is that? MA 6 mils. Is this close enough for you? Are you gleaning anything from this? Should I be closer? There we go. Okay. That's a completed transmission. Mostly. We're going to open another bag here in a second. Bag B time. Let's stop and drink some coffee. I bought this Americano at 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30. It's good. They didn't Evo the wheel connectors? No. Great to have a look. Hey, Empty Pockets, welcome. If you build them, we'll watch it. You do it and have plenty of sarcastic, smart-ass comments for you to laugh at while doing so. Friends resurrecting his backyard track. That'll be a fun place to do these. Camera color couldn't be better. Oh, now it's trash again. So funny. Nothing like some Tamiya ASMR, definitely. Perfect camera angle. Bought my first Tamiya a few months ago after having been in the RC hobby for 30 years. XV01. Good choice. My urge to replace all the JIS with Hex is real. They have kits. You can do it. It should probably be a thing that most people do. Bag B. C is just shocks. So, wait, where is bag B? There we go. Okay. And, yeah, what do we got here? More stuff to do. I went to my favorite local place, Three Horses. They're a motorcycle, hot rod, vintage coffee shop. They have a Tamiya Harley Davidson 8th scale motorcycle model there. My ears are getting red? No, this is the color. This is the color they are. This is a pink lid. Does that not look pink? Jibs, hi. When are we hopping on GT7? Later tonight. I came in third in race B and race C. The best I've managed so far in race A is fifth. Those Mercedes are hard to drive this week. sport mediums. Anyway, there's a lot of doofuses at the level that I'm at. I'm just on the cusp of possibly becoming a B driver. It's been a long, wild road, let me tell you. All right. Is this basically the same as the Midnight Pumpkin? Yes. I think it is the same underpinnings. They haven't evoed that one yet, though. Okay, back to the build. Greetings, Matt. Your build is the perfect background filler while I'm wiring up my K30 build for the last time. Excellent. I'm glad. We're used to up close and out of focus vids. Drifted off on a Sunday afternoon nap. Oh, that sounds heavenly. You haven't missed much, just lunchbox things. You have one of those Tamiya Harley kits? Are they like, are model kits still popular? Do people like those still? I mean, like the Tamiya stuff, I've never really been a static model guy. I mean, I treat some RCs like they're static models. Does that count? Oh, good. Rod ends. They're my favorite. What's the difference between any time frame on your new and improved sticker sheet? Brian, I'd say give me like another month and I'll get them out. But this will be a really interesting release. They're completely different. Quality is way better. And more than anything, there'll be more of them. You get more stickers, not just bumper stickers, but a bunch of like other SBG themed stickers you can use for other things. So I'm pretty chuffed about that. All right, let's flip her over here. And here, let's zoom in a bit more. Hey, there we go. I have the 2011 Avante. That's the one I have. That goes in there. And then it gets a ball end on both sides. Might be smarter to put this in one side first. That goes on this side. There we go. You know what? Let's torque that on there real good. Give it the old torque-a-roo. Yeah. We don't mess around here, Haas. Where's that piece? A11. I find the Tamiya kits are pretty therapeutic. Like, they're not overly complicated. They're pretty gosh darn fun to build. Oh, sounds like whatever I was 3D printing is done. I'm hearing the filament get retracted. Okay. Ooh, wobbly boy. Can't wait for the new stickers. All the Ooga-Doogas. Were you involved with the Illuminati of Scale this year? No, I was not, unfortunately. I couldn't make the timing or the money work. It was going to be very expensive for me to travel, and it was also at the worst possible time. I had a lot of actual work that had to be done. So unfortunately, I was not able to participate this year, which was I was quite upset, quite sad that I missed it. It's a fun event. Lots of like-minded individuals. All right, looks like we're putting all of this in here now. So this gets connected to something. Yep, that is right. It sure does. These get connected to this, it looks like. Is this right? Just Just kind of looking around at stuff here. Don't know where that goes. Oh, it goes up all the way up here? Okay. I get it. Get this sway bar out of the way here. Be less awkward, Matt. No, it comes so naturally. The good thing is you can't see my face when I'm doing this because my tongue is always sticking out, because that helps the creative process, moves things forward faster, I guess. And this is going to go on here like that. I'm going to snap those in place, which is always so easy. How do they want you to just snap it on? It's no problem. It is a problem. It's very difficult in this way. Wish there was an easier way to do this. Sometimes you got to give it a little ooga-dooga and it'll pop on there on its own. There we go. Okay. Sway bar for swaying. Functional. That's great. Okay, connecting up the motor cables. Presume they want yellow to yellow and blue to green. There we go. Get in there. There. Good. Okay. Moving on. Who is texting me? Yeah, we'll clean up the electronics later. Now, some links. Lower links. Zoom this back out a little bit here. The tongue helps with left-right brain balance and calibration. Oh, okay. I think I can hear the little dog barking at a squirrel. She's becoming very funny. Lots of personality, that little dog. We need some ball studs. That can't be right. No, those are too small. It's these ones. My wife says RC assembly face and video game face are the same. Yeah, that tracks. I think she's maybe locked in her crate. Maybe Rebecca had to go out for a second. There we go. Okay. And then we need, whoa, some long ass screws and some slightly shorter ass screws. Have I driven the KC10 yet? No. The plan is to drive that soon. I'm sort of behind on my driving videos, and I've been so freaking busy. I haven't gotten around to that one yet. I'm a bad man. Oh my gosh, these have to be tightened up in here first. Yes, they have updated this whole link assembly back here. They are calling it a 3-link because technically, I guess, this underside portion is one link. Like it's one pivot point. And then this gives you the 3-link style. As you can see. Cool. It's going to be a much better truck for monstering. New sub from Houston, Texas. Thanks very much for the subscription. I'm glad you're enjoying the build videos. I really enjoy making them, so thank you. Is GT7 session group or solo? I typically do solo, but on Wednesdays after the live stream, we do a sort of a live group hangout, so you're more than welcome to join. It's usually in a private room. Well, not private, but, you know, like a room that can only be found if you know the name of it. SBG versus HD, I think is what we call it. And yeah, we just kind of goof off and drive cars. Nothing too serious. But yeah, I'm not in any like leagues or anything. I'm definitely not good enough for that yet. All right, that's the whole rear assembly. Great. Now we can do the front steering linkages and such. Let's get on that. We're going to need other pieces. F13, F14, F11. We'll start with this piece here. Some ball stud connectors on there. Yeah, the Wednesday night GT7 fuck-ass Josh rules. Yeah. I take it you painted the body yellow. No, it comes molded in yellow, but I will probably still be painting it. Though maybe not yellow. Do we do box art for this one, or do we do something wacky again like we did with the F-150 Ranger XLT? That's actually something I'd be curious to get your opinion on. So let's do a poll, because those are fun. Where is it? Start a poll. What scheme, box art, custom? Start poll. What is GT7? Gran Turismo 7 on the game PlayStation. We like to play video games. Painted like an RC10. Oh, I love that idea so much. I love it. Wouldn't that just annoy people to death? It's like, that sounds to me like the perfect idea. You have to add boobs. Blockhead lunchbox with a handle up on top. Oh, that's a pretty good idea too. Man. Gosh, I don't know. Williams Cannon. I already did the Williams Cannon vibe on the BS410 Origin Classic Pro. Custom Lloyd theme, Mad Van. The Kyosho one, that'd be funny. How does this go? Oh, where's that rod? There it is. And this plops into here. And then this bolts on there. Some M3x8. One, two. But which RC10? There's like 150. How much? There's got to be like, I think you could probably buy one of 30. What is badass? Oh, that would be good too, Russ. I like that one. Got to do box art, but the old box art. I don't have the old stickers. I'll have to see if I can track a set of those down. Is that it for that? Yes, that's all for this. Steering rod. So many links to build. Ugh. This. Some of these. I hate links almost as much as shocks. There's just nothing fun about this part. Masami edition lunchbox, that would be pretty funny. It's yellow. There's always a DeWalt spoof. I've done that already too. There's a lot of love for the Masami edition. Okay, 4 mils. Let's give it one more turn for fun. And this goes on this one. Oh, that is a tight fit. I guess they don't want it to come off. Okay. Good. Feel the force flow through you. Now we get this old thing, and then we need part off of the F tree. What else do we need here? Oh, we're getting some fancy screws here. Okay, I get it. What about doing the van from Dumb and Dumber? Oh my God. Mutts cuts. Since it's yellow, maybe DHL. Ooh, I like that idea too. That's a good one. I think I've seen that before. Why do I feel like somebody's done that? That's a good idea though. I'm getting all the fancy screws in this kit. And I don't like fancy is a, relative term. Okay, so that's obviously where the battery sits in there. And it looks a little more squared off, so maybe you could get a normal LiPo in there. Not a 5000, that's going to be too big. And I think I dropped a piece of foam on the floor that I'm going to need, obviously. Yep, found it. Found it. Sitting on the half track, or in the tracked skid steer. Scooby-Doo, yeah, I've seen that one too. Yellow M&M, Porsche or similar support vehicle. That's a good idea too. There are no bad ideas. You guys are full of good ideas today. Bienvenidos from Puerto Rico. Hey, nice, what is that, Blackfoot? Nice one. Bird's custard powder. That must be a British thing. What did Mike say? Glue Tamiya connectors all over it like an art car. You know I have them. You know I have them. Okay, now this connects to this. like that. Good. And 3x12. Lots of those, handy. 1. 2. Wait, that's not right. All wrong. All wrong. Back it up. Back it up, kid. That's better. Uh-huh. Speaking of vans, I bought the files for that 3D Sets gigantic van. It's like a 7th scale van, I think. It's huge. You can put like a 12-pack of beer in it. That's how big it is. And I should just build it. But again, there's no shortage of projects, and I always feel like I'm overwhelmed. Okay. Now we can put this front bulkhead in. And that's going to go there. And we're going to be able to attach all the steering stuff. Oh, I forgot to put a ball stud on that one. Whoopsie. That's going to be a problem. Because it's got to screw in from the bottom. Back to the drawing board. I like how it looks like the rear suspension can be swapped into a vintage chassis. Well, yeah, because they didn't change the mold on any of the plastic for the body, so you should be good to go there. Yeah. Which is great news. I don't even want to read this comment, man. A 1.6 Tundra would be a fun project to drive a 6-pack around. Yes, indeed. I feel like I've got that project on lock. Now we can connect this. Oh my God. I don't know why they make these balls so tight. Okay. What's that? 2 3x12s. 3x12s. Cliff Let Team Moo. Oh my God, that's a good one. I like that idea. Funny. Oh God, I'm not reading that one out loud, but that's good. Okay, steering bits on. Looking good. Everything's coming up Millhouse so far. More links to build. Kill me now. I guess it could be worse. But not by much. Vanquish livery. Yeah. Oh, I'm building the wrong links. What are these links for? Oops. Come on, dummy. Got my shaft sizes all wrong. Whoops. A TRD livery? That's a good, funny idea, too. Oh, so tiring. What does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm not from America. Is it your 250th anniversary of becoming a country? Is that what that is? Congratulations. Lincoln Town Car, McDonald's. Links. Yamahauler? Is that? I've seen that somewhere before. That sounds really familiar. Yeah, somebody's done a mystery machine. Oh my God. It's kind of funny. No, I am Canadian. Almost there. Okay, those links are ready to go. Yeah. Oh, how did that get put in so poorly? Wow. One of these ball ends were put in wrong. I've done a DeWalt livery on a Vanquish truck. I did that on the Phoenix straight axle kit. Okay. The long tie rods. Okay. These have to be 44 millimeters, and that one is almost. Just big hentai mural on both sides. Oh my God. That is out of my range. Although I did do that on one of my liveries for one of my weekly daily race cars on Gran Turismo, just to be funny. And I think it was quite funny. What infill and percentage would you recommend for the plastic staple welder? Tyler, it doesn't, I mean, it depends on, like, it's working really well on the size of the model that I'm using, like for the Tundra, because that thing is so massive that infill isn't really a super big deal because it's already so big. So I guess like you'd want a fairly heavy infill to make sure you don't break through to the other side of your model. So I don't know, 30% minimum, maybe more. Okay, those are on. Now we move on to the actual steering arms or steering shafts, steering bits. Need some knuckles or C-hubs, I mean, excuse me. Have you ever like been holding a piece and just like completely snipped right through your finger? Because I have. And let me tell you, that really hurts a lot. Like, man, oh man. I went, that smarts. Sure that's flexy enough. Ferrari, ooh, I like that one. That's good. Oh, it melts everything around it, Tyler. So there's no worry of that. You will most definitely get contact on everything. It's super hot. It melts all the way through all of it. And the idea is when you push it through, like when you're pushing the staple here, I can demonstrate because I have it right here. Let me just grab a staple so you kind of understand what I'm talking about here. This thing is honestly game changer, in my opinion, for our hobby. You can get these really thin staples. These are the ones I would use for like 10th or 9th scale bodies, Tyler. See that they've got like a ripple or ridge. They're ridged. They go in the end of this machine like this. Push that in just like that. Yes. And then as you're going to put it into the body, press it to the surface, then click the button. And as it warms up, it's going to start to sink in and just move it like 2 or 3 millimeters and then let go. Wait a couple seconds for it to cool enough. And then the staple will stay in and you just pull it out and then trim off the edges. But give it a little bit of a wiggle there as it goes into the plastic. That way it sort of actually embeds itself in the plastic rather than just sitting on the top layer. I hope that helps. Okay. Front arms. Copy brake first. Wait, is that a bell crank in the steering system? Used to just be 2 rods that came out of the servo saver, went directly to the knuckles. Yes, they've updated this steering with some sort of bell crank. It's a whole new front assembly. Good Lord, Tyler, do not deep fry your finger. No name brand. Oh my God. Dude. You just won. That's it. That's what we're doing. No name. I freaking love that idea. That is so funny. Here in Canada, we've got this grocery store chain that their whole gag is like they do a bunch of in-brand store products that is just no name. That's what it's called. It's called no name. It's black Helvetica on yellow. It would be comically funny for this truck. That's perfect. Just van. I love that. That's so funny. But yes, they are a terrible grocery store chain. So, I mean, but to be fair, they're sort of like, they're all evil, if I'm honest. It's not like there's any real good ones out there these days. They're all scum. So, there is that. So basically, you know what? They're all of them. They're all terrible. Napa Auto Parts van. That's a good idea too. Oh yeah, the 5-sided hat. I'll Google it later. It's not that interesting. I didn't say it was an interesting story. Let's build these. Sorry, this moved all kind of forward here. Need to drive it while wearing the no-name hat. Yeah. Is it done yet? Almost. Almost. How do I know which one's which? This one. This. This is that. Yes. Oh, they want you to grease this one. Grease it for extra tunability, I guess. Oof, that is not, grease is not going to help this. It's so much better. And then we need one of these guys and another ball stud. When would you go in there? The only hex hardware in this kit. Overall, so far, very enjoyable build. Very simple. This is, I guess, in the scheme of Tamiya, very, very simple. Okay, that's one. And this would have to be this way. I think after this, I'm going to go upstairs and sand, provided it's not raining. Sanding is fun. Is the lunchbox on the fragile side? Well, I mean, you know, the chassis itself, not so much, but some of the supporting parts like steering and links and such, I'd say they're a little more on the fragile side of things, but no less fragile than any of the RC10 Riris. Those are all like basically glass. I mean, you know, there's like not a lot of improvements since 1987. Yeah, they're not meant to be sent. They're not sentable. All right. Back to the chassis. Now that we've got those ready to go. And this must get installed afterwards. So that goes in. See, there's a little tab in this new front bulkhead, and this just slots in there. So this kind of hinges, as you would expect. Yep. And the same thing on this side. Once those are in there, plop this piece on, keep everything in place. But will they hold a juice box and a PB&J? PB and bologna? Yuck. What are you on? Okay. Whee! I wouldn't say, yeah, not shelf queen, but parking lots, dirt. I think you'll have more fun in dirt with this than you would a parking lot. That's just me. And these connect to these for steering. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, and then those will go on the front there. Oh, my God. Why is this so darn... Get better at this. Am I having a stroke? I must be. I think it's just a lot of moving parts. I'm doing my best to not mar the plastic too, so that might be another part of it. Oh, good. Guess what's next? Bag C and shock building. Squeezing balls live. I had no idea there was an Evo. It's just been released. So it's not, I mean, it's out in that we know about it, but it isn't available yet. Soon. I heard late May. I can see your tongue. I can hear your tongue from here. Real oil-filled shocks. What a world we live in. Real annoying to build, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not sure on the price of the kit. I'm sorry. Tamiya sent me this one pre-release, so I have not looked into the pricing. I'm sorry. This is the last bag, so we're going to be done soon. Is the Evo the same wheelbase? Not that I am aware. I think it is slightly longer in terms of the wheelbase. Use super thick oil for improved handling. Wouldn't that slow down the suspension so much, though? I don't mind a little body roll. I'm just throwing the bags on the floor. Here we go. Eclipse Central. Stupid ass Eclipse. I do have an extra one from the F-150 build in case one of these decides to yeet itself away from here. Yeah, I'm an expert. Make 2. These are the front dampers, so they want the 3-hole piston for those. Who am I to deny them that? I would pay, how much would you pay? I would pay $5 more to have someone pre-build the shocks for me. This kit, the F-150, that one's made in Japan. This one, the Evo Lunchbox, is made in Malaysia. That one almost yeeted itself. I'm tired, boss. So I would pay $5 more to have the shocks pre-built. Damper oil, eh? How about instead of damper oil, we use some green slime? That's the ticket. Oh, I'm running low on slime, guys. I like a little green slime. Cap. Fully plastic shocks. Metal shafts, obviously, but X3. Need that probably. Do they want the short one? Yes. Short rod end. Oh. If it wasn't for shocks, this kit would be done. I mean, obviously the body, but we're not doing the body today. That's always another time situation. Where's my shock pliers? Uh-oh. Hello, shock pliers, please. Where are my shock pliers? They've gone MIA. One moment, please. Usually they're right here. Well, shoot, I kind of need those. I'm going to help him find my shock pliers. It'd be so embarrassing if they were on the desk. I don't think they are. Where the hell did they go? There they are. Found them. Found them. Tower Hobbies has them for June pre-order, $183 for the Evo. Okay. Oh. Gotta have a good pair of shock pliers. Let me tell you what. Do not over tighten. Okay. That's one. Do another one here. And then two more after that. So fun. You can hear the excitement in my voice. They have these pre-built on Amazon for $17. That sounds not so bad either. Oh, don't fully tighten the bottom cap until you put the shock shaft in. Oh, that's smart. Smart thinking there. Thank you, hizzies. Brilliant. Love that. Love that for me. Oh, the shock pliers, $17 on Amazon. Got it. Okay. Okay. Now, can we build the back shocks? And I mean, you know, all things considered, these aren't all that bad to build. Because they're pretty basic. They don't say anything about front dampers. Oh, the rear ones are all the way back here. Okay, so fine. We're going to split it up. Let's just do the fronts then. Fine. What oil did they give us? Just regular, no name damper oil. Okay, I'm going to take Checkered Past's advice and go to a 60 weight if I have any. 50, 70, 80, 20, 50, 60. I got 60. I don't have a lot of 60 though. Hopefully I have enough. It's require a lot of oil. Okay. No other seal other than that. And that is a shock. Spring. Cap. And do they want any damper spacers for the tension? They don't show any, but I'm going to put some on there. Oh, now you're down to 40 weight. What happened to the 60 weight you said just like 10 minutes ago? Excellent. Oops, no, I got it on there. Never mind. Thought I made a mistake, but I did not. Shock spacers where they aren't called for? Rebel. Watch, you have to like use all of them in the rear or something. Then more ball studs. Great. Want those on the bottom. We've gotten into the quiet part. Yeah, that feels good. These shocks feel good. For a plastic shock, not too bad. Then we need these guys. They get threaded into the front. Spacers are for ride height. They also help with rebound. A little bit of both. Lots of concentration happening. Okay. More ball studs. So many balls. I see. So this goes through here. Or it will go through here. It's screwed in. And another ball stud will screw to the front of that. And that's where the other arm gets attached to. It's a single wishbone, not double wishbone. But it is a, upgrade. All right, that's one side. Trying to make this as awkward for myself as possible. Can't get the right amount of leverage on that way. better. Yeah, if I needed to limit the shocks, definitely fuel tubing. I've done that on a lot of builds. In fact, the Tundra has also got shock limiting via tubing on the inside. Though it wasn't fuel tubing, because that would compress too much. It was actually aluminum tube on the inside of the shocks. Tongue is fully out right now. All right. Now some brass bushing style inserts for the top of the shock. That's not awkward. That's entertainment. M3 by 12. This I'm going to have to do off camera so I can see it. Can't do this by feel. There we go. Lock nut on the back of that. Is that all that? Yep. Nice. It's not a bad front setup. I mean, it's certainly better than the original from what I've seen in pictures. This one actually has like what looks to be a setup that would work. Yes, Horror Trip. I have a pre-release from Tamiya themselves. They sent this to me so I could do this live build and share it all with everyone who wanted to watch. Wow, that does look quite modern. Whew. Pretty good. Rear end is also quite an improvement. Yeah. What are we doing now? Front bumper. This is key. I cut it off the F250, I think, or F150 Ranger XLT. This one needs it. Big time. I would not run this without one of these. I think you'd be in for a world of breaky. My achy breaky lunchbox. And look at that. It's 2 hours. Oops. I think we're going to be done this one in about 15 minutes or so. Give or take. Yeah, it's moving along at a good pace. Okay. On to the next page. Oh, body mounts. Interesting. What we call that. It's amazing how much love we have for Tamiyas besides how weird they are. Yes. going to have a sip of my coffee. Take a little break here. I should not be drinking this at 4:30. Oops. I'm going to be up all night. Got to tie the wires for, well, yeah, I mean, like the body isn't going to be done, but the chassis will be finished at least. I love that you still love Tamiya builds despite all the poo-pooing from Josh. They're great. You know what? Josh is not a vintage guy. He does not have a vintage bone in his body, in fact. So not something I'm overly concerned about. We both have our likes and dislikes. I don't yuck his yums, even though he yucks the yum of that saying. Where do these go? Flip this back over. Ah, right there. Okay. This one goes there. Oh, you're on my face still. Pardon. Switch that back over. Sorry. Just adding these body mounts. Go there. There we go. Okay. How's our toe? Toed out a little bit. We can fix that later. Once I get the wheels and tires on, we'll have a better look where that needs to be. Okay, rear shock time. And then what? I think that's basically it. Yes, I'm much older than Josh. He was born later than I was, so I don't think Tamiya resonated for him. Like, I think the closest he ever got was like a TLT axle or Clodbuster, maybe. But he doesn't like them. Why the F would they split up the damper building if they're exactly the same? They use the 3-hole piston in both front and rear. Fine. That's fine. And then they don't use a spacer. Okay. Interesting. There's no shock limiting in the rear. Josh's IJ will be vintage before he finishes it. That's pretty funny. He's doing a lot of stuff to it, that's for sure. Pretty cool. Way more than I did. I spent more time sanding than he has done any building, but, you know, that's cool. We can't all be good at paint. I mean, we can all be good at paint. You just have to practice. Take your time. Prep it properly. 3 Ps. Paint, prep, properly. That whole manual seems a bit weird. That's the Tamiya way. Oh, I almost yeeted that one. See that? It didn't go very far, though, which was good. Can we be done? Shocks, please. It does seem really tedious. Otherwise, this has been a pretty fun build. I have to say, it went faster than I thought it might. Figured there'd be something weird about it, or the transmission would be funky, but it's all been pretty straight ahead. which is nice. It's good. And we're doing 60 weight in the rear too. Let's do it. Why not? Let's be crazy. Any tips for getting cigarette stink out? Ooh. You could try putting it in like a sealed box with like a Febreze air freshener. That might work, but then it might smell like Febreze. I don't know if that bothers you or not, but that could be something you could try. Maybe like one of those car bomb air fresheners and a sealed plastic container. That might also work. I don't have any experience with that, but good try. Probably better than the cigarettes. Yeah, that's for sure. Ozonator in a sealed box. Is that the spray bomb that I'm thinking about? One down. Oh, these are different spring rates. I wonder if these ones are supposed to be in the front. Hard to say. Rear coil spring. Yeah, no, I got it right. Wow. I absolutely fluked into that. Unbelievable. But this one I am going to put a thicker spacer, I think, for ride height adjustment, because the rear shocks are a lot more plush than the fronts. I feel like they may need a bit more spacer action. Oops. I was watching The Pit last night. Do you guys watch that show? No spoilers, but there's this one part where a doctor who's training is doing like a staple situation on someone's head, and she tosses a staple in, and she goes, "Oops," as she does it, and the patient's like, "Oops, oops, what? Is everything okay?" And then the other doctor pulls her aside and goes, "Listen, don't ever say oops in front of the patient when you're doing something. Just try to keep that to yourself." I thought that was kind of funny. All right. Oh, these just snap right in place. Oh my God. I hate how tight these are. What an absolute nightmare. Gonna have to use the pliers again. Come on. There we go. I think I was wise to do the spacer. Here for dank nooner content. Well, there'll be dank nooners with this thing, that's for sure. The dankest. All right. Rear suspension, plush. I wish it came with more wheels, though. All right, wheels and tires. And we'll plop the body on there just to see what it all looks like. Hide these wires down in here so you can't see those. I am going to order some aftermarket tires, I think, and wheels. Because I found these really cool slicks that I think would be really fun. Now, I am terrible at tread patterns. I can never remember which way these are supposed to go, so hopefully the manual is going to tell me. Front wheels should go this way, right? Yes. No foams. That's not a thing that you need to worry about. Probably not glue either, because these don't go fast enough to pull a bead. I bet you, I guess you could glue them, but I don't think it says to glue them. Do not cement tires. Yeah. Yeah. Hex, yeah. Okay. Let's do another one. Arrows point forward. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Oh, wait. This is a rear. Get it right, dummy. And that's a front. So let's put the bearings. Let's just do one side at a time here. Spot glue. I'm not doing it. It's a 27 turn Mabushi. Get two bearings. Yes. And a lock nut on the front. Are you sure you're qualified for this level of a build? No, I'm not sure I'm qualified for anything. These tires, so soft. And in the rear, how do we do this? We need some of these goofball hubs. Because why would they go to a standard 12 mil hex when they can just use these? And a pin. This goes through that, like that. And then this mates up to this. Is that all mated up? Yes. And then lock nut on that. Does it have a slipper clutch? Oh, no. No, it does not. Ooh, the pin fell out of the back. Of course. No, there is no slipper clutch, nor is there really a requirement for one. It does have a pretty open diff. So chances are you're not going to get enough action to strip anything. Sorry, you stepped away for a yard sale. Did you figure out the extra gear? Yes, it's not required. Yeah. That's the kind of action I'm talking about. BBX is a great choice for your next Tamiya. That car is the best. They did such a great job on that release. It is amazing. It really is. I have nothing but great things to say about that kit. So nice to have a reread, updated kit that has bearings throughout. I kind of feel spoiled, actually. Like, what did I do to deserve that? It's so nice of them. Whee! One more tire to go. How's the tire smell? These smell so much like just a rubber tire. There's no funk like there is with a Proline tire. I'm sure they taste terrible, but I bet you they take hairspray really well. Okay, onto the final lock nut here. Be all tired out after this. Hey, funny that you mentioned hairspray there, Checkered Past. All right. Yes. A modern interpretation. Nice. Get that centered up there a little bit. Front suspension, doing suspension things. I feel like this is actually quite a departure, especially with that rear trailing or stabilizer, rear stabilizing arm. That's crazy. 3-link rear suspension. It does look like lower, right? I mean, it is obviously, but yeah, I'm kind of vibing that. That looks good. Let's just plop the body on momentarily. It's still kind of a shame that they've done it in the way that they've done it, with where the body's posts are. There you go. Yeah. All right. That's great. Hey, RC Underdog, thank you very much. I want a 4x4 buggy for light running around. Should I get a Kyosho or a Tamiya? Opinions. I'd say, I mean, I'm an Optima Mid Pro or Optima Mid SE kind of guy. I really like that buggy myself. The 4x4 RC10 is quite good. I hate to say that out loud, but it is. It's pretty good. That one I would check out. A 4x4 buggy from Tamiya that I would recommend. If you want vintage, probably the Egress. I think that one was 4-wheel drive. Or was that the Astute? I can't remember. But yeah. Man, this really, like, it's so vintage. I love it. It's so great. It does, obviously, it kind of sits a bit this way. Let me get that back to the bench there. Yeah, it looks like it sits down quite low because those rear springs Like there's a lot more front suspension travel than there is in the rear, by design, obviously. And they do want you to kind of wheelie it. But you can see it sits a lot lower. It does have sort of mad van characteristics now, which is not bad. Duke Sweats, hello. What's the plan for the body? I'm a little late to the party if you'd mentioned it. I kind of put up a poll, which I haven't looked at in a little bit here. Let's see. End that poll. See what the results are. Custom 75%. Okay, so we're not going to do box art. There you go. Did you build it wrong and now you're blaming the kit? No. This is how it's supposed to look. I put the right shocks in everything. Everything's mechanically perfect. I think they've just kind of gone for a slightly different look, and there is so much more travel up front than there ever was. And I think, once it's settled, it'll be a bit better. But I am loving it. I think it looks fantastic. Is it sitting a little low on that side? Oh yeah, it's out of the body post holes. There we go. There we go. But yeah, I think that looks fantastic. Does need a driver of some kind. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Overall, though, that went together pretty well. And like I said, vintage kit with some new upgrades to make it feel a little more modern in terms of its driving experience, which I cannot wait to test out. You know what? I'm really, really chuffed, though. I think that looks fantastic. That's great. The front preload spacers are only like 2 mil. I don't think that'll do that much. Let me take them out, though, just to see. Just for fun. Yeah, that did nothing. If you take out any travel in the rear, then it sits fairly level. Thanks, Duke Sweats. Did you ever watch Archer? Krieger had some cool vans. I think I remember that. Suspension is designed around wheelies. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was meant to do this a lot. I can't wait. So we'll finish up this body in the next couple of days and then take it out for a spin. Chuff needs to make more of a comeback. Thanks for showing a great show. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I think that actually kind of does wrap it up. 4:53, 5 p.m. That's great. Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's thank some people real quick. Jay McQuarrie for becoming a member, Chico480 being a member, CBRC for being a member, Sergio Gonzalez, congratulations, thanks for becoming a new member, Tyler Boss, RC Underdog, Duke Sweats, and Duke Sweats. Thank you very much, everybody. You're very much appreciated. Wheelies on very little power. Yeah, exactly. He may not be qualified, but he's YouTube certified. So there you go. That's going to do it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great rest of your weekend. And if you're going to be playing Gran Turismo, shoot me a friend request. I will thank you and join games. Thanks, Quentin. Much appreciated, everybody. Have a great rest of the night. Love you. Bye. And thanks to Tamiya for sending me this little guy. It's so cute. I cannot wait to get it out. It's great. Hey, Kent Dixon, thank you so much for gifting out 10 memberships. People, take advantage of those. I will keep this running for a few minutes so you guys can do that. And Perry G, thank you very much. Much appreciated. You guys are the best. Yeah, take those memberships. That was really cool of you, Kent. Very, very nice. Yeah, we'll... I didn't do a what's on the bench, so this counts as what's on the bench for this week. But it won't update the numbers. We'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming very soon. Very soon. Yeah, I think that covers it. Trails were good. They were good. Wet. I got soaked because it rained. Anyway, that's going to do it, everybody. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and build something.